that the millions of meme coins will probably end up worthless. So when we're talking about the big three, we're talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. The use cases for those are multiplying. And we think they're going to become very important in the years ahead. Meme coins, not so.
What about Trump's meme coin? Is that one of the ones that you think will become worthless, Kathy?
You know, it's interesting. The meme coins will be collector's items. So digital collector's items. And so, of course, some will withstand will withstand the judgment of time, and that may be one of them. But our working assumption is that when you're talking about millions of meme coins, you know that that's just a step too far, and that most of them are not going to be worth very much.
Hey, what's going up, bull runners? Welcome back to the channel. Imagine this. You're sitting there watching the markets, wondering when the next big move is going to hit. The charts flicker, the prices dance, and deep down, you feel it. Something massive is brewing in the crypto world. But here's the mystery. Why does it feel like the pieces aren't quite fitting together yet? Why are some coins surging while others are sitting still? The problem is the crypto space is a wild jungle full of rumors, rules, and game-changing news that's hard to keep up with. And if you miss the right signal, you could be left chasing shadows while others are cashing in. But don't worry, because today I'm pulling back the curtain in this video, and we're going to be diving into the hottest crypto headlines shaking up the markets right now. From Ripple's big push to Trump's Bitcoin vision, we've got the clarity that you need to stay ahead. And these stories, they're not just news, they're signals. And the clock is ticking. Markets move fast, and the longer you wait, the more you have a risk of missing out. So stick with me for the next few minutes, and I'll break it all down for you in plain English, no fluff, just facts. Plus, as a bonus, if you hang out with us until the end, I'll give you a sneak peek at our Altcoin Pro Crypto University, where average everyday people are winning big in the crypto markets. So if you're like most people where you don't have the opportunity to spend hours a day in the crypto news like we do, make sure you subscribe today. And if you're feeling bullish about this current bull market, let me know by commenting 777 down below. Plus, we will also be jumping over to X to find out all the breaking news that's happening in crypto today. We'll check back in with economic news calendar that we've been following along. We talked about this yesterday being very, very important, and today it came out, the unemployment claims. The forecast was 224,000, and it came in at an actual 223,000. So that is positive news for the U.S. economy. Plus, the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index was projected at 8.8, came in at a huge beat at 12.5. And we also have the existing home sales up as well. It was projected at 3.95 million, but 4.26 million. So as far as macroeconomic factors, those are positive. Yesterday, as we talked about, the interest rate was going to be announced, and sure enough, it was. They did not cut rates. Trump is pissed off. Jerome Powell not caring, leaving rates at 4.5. At the next meeting, hopefully they will finally be dropping rates. We will also take a deep dive into Ripple CEO pushing for XRP in the U.S. reserves. Trump says U.S. will be a Bitcoin superpower. And the SEC says proof of work mining does not constitute securities dealing. But first, let's take a look at the overall health of the crypto market. Today, we are down 1.89% in total market cap, coming in at $2.76 trillion. Our most recent bottom was at March 10th, and we have slowly, steadily been climbing to the upside, obviously with a small pullback today, but we are looking for that move to break above $3 trillion again to have a little bit more confidence in this market. Fear and Greed Index coming in at 31. Last week was a 21 and yesterday was 23. So a little bit more excitement coming back into the market. Unfortunately, today having a pullback. Altcoin season still stuck in the orange. Bitcoin season yesterday was also 21. Last week was a 15. We need to climb back out above 30 to get out of Bitcoin season range, make our way back up into altcoin season, which is above the 75 mark. And checking in on the crypto ETFs tracker, as we see the volume that was continuously dropping to the downside has started to level out a little bit. The beginning of the week, we actually had positive inflows into the Bitcoin ETFs, 156 million plus 209 million. Tuesday even had 11 million to the upside, but unfortunately, yesterday we were down $2.8 million. So we will continue to track this. If we look at the 1-year study here, as volume flows into these ETFs on a significant basis, that's when the price was pumping. We can see it topping out here on the week of December 1st and starting the pullback, which the entire market has done as well. But we can see a potential rounded bottom here coming back into the market this week, up $374,000 to the upside. That is just a blip on the radar of what we really need to see coming into the markets, but we'll continue to follow this. We can get 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row of positive inflows. We could see the market turning around. Top 5 trending coins according to CoinMarketCap today. Number 1 is X, number 2 BNB, number 3 BR, number 4 Auction, and number 5 Major. And the top 5 coins by total market cap: Bitcoin coming in at 1.6 trillion, Ethereum at 238 billion, Tether taking back the number 3 spot again at 143 billion, XRP at 141 billion, BNB at 89 billion, and Solana at $65 billion. Heading over to X, check out what's breaking right now. Cathie Wood issuing a warning, says millions of meme coins will end up worthless. Everyone should have already known this. There are going to be some super standouts in the meme coin world, so keep an eye on those. But obviously, people were just doing pump and dump, pump and dump, pump and dump on pump fun on Solana, and that's where the problem really started to arise. Also breaking, Bitwise CEO managing $12 billion says Bitcoin is heading to $1 million per coin.
My favorite view of the value of Bitcoin on a long-term basis is to look at the size of the market it's going after. I think Bitcoin is well on its way to disrupting gold. That's a $20 trillion market. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be used for international transaction and cross-border transactions. That's another many trillion-dollar market. And then you can divide that by the number of Bitcoin and you end up with a target amount. At Bitwise, we think it's going to cross $1 million by 2029. I think from a shorter-term perspective, you can just look at supply and demand in the market. Yeah. Right. The big criticism of Bitcoin is the price is set by supply and demand. But that's also a real benefit when you're in a market like today, where again, we're producing 160,000 Bitcoin a year and ETFs are buying 500,000. Right. Right. Something has to give. And I think what gives is price resistance, and ultimately it goes higher.
I think every pension fund should be allocated to Bitcoin. When I was a reporter, I covered just how so many of these pension funds are essentially underwater. It's so sad. But I heard actually, and I'm curious if you could tell me if this is true, that let's say there's a pension fund interested in allocating to Bitcoin. They actually have to go out and meet with a consultant for the consultant to do due diligence on Bitcoin. And that could take months and months. And if the consultant says, no, you shouldn't invest in it, then they just pass on it. Is that true? Are there gatekeepers?
It's mostly true. Yeah. So, I mean, the deep institutional investor market is a market with tier after tier after tier, because those people want their jobs. And if it goes wrong, they want someone to point at and say it was their fault. That said, we've been working with a number of consultants for a significant number of years, and many of them are already allocating. That's why you're starting to see this bubble up through the end. I'll add one more thought from an institutional perspective, because I think people overlook it. Crypto is a $3 trillion market right now. If you have a 0% allocation to crypto, you're effectively short.
Yeah.
Right. When we talk about people allocating 1 or 2% to Bitcoin, that's just to get to neutral. And I think institutions are starting to recognize that. Once you accept it as part of this pie, you need to have at least a little bit, or you're making an active bet against it. And they're not comfortable doing that either. So I think you're going to see this 1-2% thing really take off at the institutional level over the next few years.
And that is a great post by our Altcoin Pro community. Make sure you follow us on X, Altcoin Pro, at Altcoin Pro _. And breaking, SEC confirms Bitcoin miners and mining pools are not security. This is a massive, massive win in clarity when it comes to Bitcoin mining. Coinbase released its first Ethereum validator performance report, revealing its validators managed 3.84 million ETH, which accounts for 11.42% of the total staked ETH, with 99.75 uptime and 0 slashing events since inception. So great job for Ethereum there. And a couple of interesting conspiracy theories revolving around XRP. It's never a day without a good conspiracy with XRP. So Ripple attorney telling us that Ripple now is in the driver's seat. And David Schwartz told us long time ago that The Ripple company is going kart racing, and everybody is looking over the results on March 21st. So let's take a look here. This is a post from Stuart Alderati responding to Brad Garlinghouse. You know, we are in the driver's seat. We can say that there. And then we have David Schwartz posting here a photo from March 21st, which will be tomorrow. So are we seeing some sort of future scenario happening? A lot of conspiracy theorists think that David Schwartz is always telling you what's going to happen before it actually happens. But he says here, photo from March 21st, OpenCoin, Ripple company, go-kart racing event. Everyone is looking over the results. And this was posted November 22nd of 2017. So Majid KSA saying that something big is coming on March 21st. And in one of the wildest stories on the internet concerning crypto, Twitter, or crypto in general, Zach XBT on the hunt again for another scammer out there. But this is from previous scams. Now he's just longing and shorting heavily on Hyperliquid. You may have been seeing what's going on with the Hyperliquid scenario, but he went on and did an investigation into the alleged identity of the mysterious Hyperliquid whale tied to illicit activity that profited about $20 million via highly leveraged positions over the past couple weeks. Now, you could read through this entire thread here. It's pretty cool if you're into that type of thing, but there is also a TLDR. And so here it is, wrapping it up. It's abundantly clear that WP or AP, and he means William Parker or his other synonymous name, Alistair Parkover, has not learned his lesson over the years after serving time for fraud and will likely continue gambling. Here's his wallet address if you want to take a look at it. But here's a quick TLDR for those people that have short attention span. In January 2025, after exploiting a casino game and phishing victims, a person previously charged for multiple crimes gambled six figures into $20 million using high leverage on chain. And I'll go ahead and retweet this out there. So if you guys want to take a look, you can follow me on X as well. That is Win with Ryan, or at Real Win with Ryan if you're searching me by my handle there. And breaking today as well, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse said he expects U.S. digital assets stockpile to include XRP and has immense confidence that an XRP ETF will be launched this year.
Why do you think XRP wasn't specifically named in the executive order for the digital asset stockpile?
Well, so XRP was named by the president on Truth Social. He posted something saying that there should be other tokens, that there's going to be a Bitcoin strategic reserve and then a crypto stockpile that would include things like
But
XRP.
days later, the executive order didn't include it. Why was that?
I don't know what specifically was in the executive order. My understanding is there's going to be a Bitcoin strategic reserve. There'll be a crypto stockpile representing other cryptos. And I would expect that will include XRP. Look, at the end of the day, I think the stark contrast is in the Biden administration, we couldn't get a meeting with people at the White House. Now we're welcomed into the White House. And that's just a massive change. I think we want this industry to thrive in the United States. We don't want to push it offshore where you have fewer regulations.
I think the reason I keep pushing you too is because I think now it's widely accepted that this is a pro-crypto administration. But the details, that is what's causing an overhang, the uncertainty of the details. So to the extent you have confidence, right, about XRP being in that stockpile or otherwise getting more support for an ETF,
Yeah.
for example, where does that confidence come from and what kind of timeline do you see it happening on?
So I have immense confidence on the ETF. I think there's 11 different filings pending with the SEC to launch ETFs, from everybody from Bitwise to Franklin Templeton and a whole bunch of people in between. I think those will be live in the second half of this year. We have seen even outside the United States, you have live ETPs. And at a time when a lot of outflows are exiting some of the crypto ETFs, you're seeing inflows into XRP. And I think that's because you had this false negative pressure from the SEC, this kind of, an exogenous hand holding things down that's now being released. And that's great for the market. It's great for builders within the XRP ecosystem globally.
One more on the stockpile.
Yeah.
How much XRP would be in it? Where does it come from?
Well, my understanding of what I read about I think there are some questions, and that the devil may be in the details as Treasury implements some of this.
Absolutely in the details.
But my understanding is that the stockpile will be represented by seized other cryptos other than Bitcoin that then will be in that stockpile. So to the extent that various law enforcement agencies have seized cryptos, which would include XRP, that those would go into the stockpile in addition to the Bitcoin strategic reserve. That's my understanding.
So interesting post there with Cointelegraph in the Brad Garlinghouse video. Wanting to know though, with the crypto stockpile, would that be considered seized by the government from court cases? Like, for example, if Ripple has to pay $125 million for their legal suit to settle the outstanding portion of their trial. Hey, bull runners, are you feeling FOMO about this bull run without the right financial support? We're here to change that. We're not just about funding, we're about growing your business together. Whether you're investing in crypto, kicking off a new startup, managing your existing business, or looking to expand, we have personalized funding that meets your exact needs. Imagine starting your business or getting capital to invest $100,000 to $250,000 at 0% interest. That's not a dream, it's what we do. We've helped countless entrepreneurs like you with 0% interest funding without needing personal funds, income verification, or collateral. With just a 680 credit score, you qualify. We understand that your business can't wait, so take advantage of our quick funding approach. We look beyond the credit score with inclusive approval process that sees the big picture of your business or investment potential. Our flexible repayments are tailored to match your business cycles, ensuring you can manage repayments without strain. With access to our extensive lending network of over 5,000 options, we're committed to finding the perfect match for your business or investing needs. Plus, you'll have our dedicated team by your side, guiding you through every step of the funding journey. Whether it's buying crypto, hiring new employees, or launching a new product, we're committed to your success. Click the link to connect with our expert advisors and secure your business's future now. Let's head over to the headlines and talk about these articles. SEC says proof of work mining does not constitute securities dealings, arguing that such activities do not constitute the offer and sale of securities as outlined in the Securities Act of 1933, so long as they meet certain criteria. In a March 20th statement, SEC addressed the mining of crypto assets that are intrinsically linked to programmatic functioning of a public permissionless network and determined that decentralized proof of work networks should not be treated as securities. Although the SEC statement did not name any specific blockchain, its view on certain proof of work activities apply to permissionless networks where mining is used to participate in a consensus mechanism. The statement applies to solo miners and mining pools participating in such networks. Although Bitcoin is by far the largest and most significant proof of work chain, there are several others, including Dogecoin, Litecoin, and Monero. U.S. regulators have long considered Bitcoin to be a commodity and not a security, a view that also extended to Litecoin and Dogecoin, according to the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. New, the SEC confirms that Bitcoin and proof of work mining are not considered securities under U.S. laws. And Trump says U.S. will be a Bitcoin superpower as BTC price breaks a 4-month downtrend. Bitcoin sought to reinforce higher support at the March 20 Wall Street Open as bulls broke out of a key downtrend. Trump pledges to make U.S. Bitcoin superpower. Bitcoin continued to build on strength, which came the day prior thanks to encouraging macroeconomic signals from the U.S. Federal Reserve. Rumors of a further announcement on crypto by U.S. government administration helped BTC price action to reach 2-week highs. Trump was due to deliver virtual remarks on the third day of the Blockworks Digital Asset Summit in New York. Trump doubled down on his pledge not to sell confiscated Bitcoin, as well as end regulatory mechanisms such as Operation Choke Point 2.0. No new information on Bitcoin purchases, however. Analyzing the current landscape, popular trader and risk analyst Rect Capital focused on a similar reclaim of the 200-day exponential moving average. Bitcoin has most recently daily closed above the 200 EMA and in fact is now in the process of retesting it to a new support. He wrote in part that his latest content on X, calling the trend line the long-term gauge of investor sentiment towards BTC. And as we can see right here in the chart, we have the SMA 200 and the EMA 200. Price did break above that yesterday, currently retesting in that area of the 200 EMA. And analysts are saying that markets may wake up to a hawkish Fed, continue on the macro picture. Trending firm QCP Capital was cool on outlook. Beyond the immediate excitement, the Fed's tone was notably cautious. Policymakers downgraded economy growth projections to 1.7%. which is a 0.4% reduction, while raising their inflation forecast to 2.8, signaling a growing risk of stagflation. Additionally, the Fed's dot plot revealed a more hawkish shift from one in December, with the number of officials forecasting no rate cuts in 2025 increasing to 4. Brad Garlinghouse pushes for XRP in the crypto reserves, as we saw in the video, but he also keeps his IPO option alive. Garlinghouse predicted that an influx of XRP ETF approvals in the latter half of 2025, citing over 10 pending applications from firms like Bitwise, Franklin Templeton. He expressed confidence in the ETF market, citing the success of XRP exchange-traded products, ETPs, in regions outside of the United States. Although Ripple is currently focused on other priorities, the CEO hasn't ruled out the possibility of an initial public offering, or IPO. The company first announced plans to go public in 2020, but those ambitions were put on hold due to the SEC lawsuit. While Garlinghouse acknowledged that the IPO could still happen, he stressed that it's not a priority at this time. SEC ends legal dispute with Ripple. The SEC's decision to drop the legal battle against Ripple marked the conclusion of a dispute that had stretched over 4 years. Speaking at the Digital Asset Summer in New York, Garlinghouse described the legal process as difficult, but remained firm in his belief that Ripple had operated with legal boundaries. So let me know down in the comments section. I know most of you guys hold XRP, big XRP army community that follows this channel. Would you also be interested in a Ripple IPO? Would you be a stockholder of Ripple? Let me know down in the comments.
Hey, bull runners, check this out. If you want to learn how to find the next 10x, 50x, or even 100x altcoin in this video, listen to this. Our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny, and since then it rallied to over $1 and is currently still up over 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. Our team called Pendle at only a $16 million market cap, or 16 cents, back on February 18th of 2023, all the way back here, and since then it's rallied up over 4,000%. That's a 40x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $40,000. Our team also called BitTensor Tau September 15th, 2022, before the token was ever even launched. And since then, Tau has rallied over 2,000%. That's a 20x. Our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. And the bull run is just getting started. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called Sui, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University. Just go through the link in the description below, get in right now, watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers.